It's Christmas time, and the Smith family is gathered for the holidays. Jerry seizes the moment to flex his authority as man of the house.
Dad, I'm not giving you my phone.
Put it in a stocking, Summer, or I'm joining Facebook.
Annoyed by everyone glued to their devices, he whips out a Christmas stocking and confiscates all electronics, determined to give everyone a traditional Christmas. Just then, Rick walks in with a disheveled homeless man named Ruben, explaining he's his charitable case who needs an annual checkup.
Aw, Dad, that is so sweet.
Jerry's parents arrive soon after, bringing along a fit young guy named Jacob, introduced as their special friend across generations. Rick calls Morty to the garage, saying he needs help. Inside, Ruben is convulsing on the table. Rick suits Morty up with equipment. "We gotta save Ruben. You need to go inside his body and find Dr. Xenon Bloom." Rick shrinks Morty down and injects him through a syringe into Ruben's chest cavity. Once inside, Morty's jaw drops. A magnificent park stretches before him.
Business venture I've been cooking up on the side with Dr. Bloom.
Through the communicator, Rick explains this is Anatomy Park, created by him and Dr. Bloom. The monitors show trouble in the liver, so Rick tells Morty to check it out. As soon as possible, Morty hops on an internal transit system toward the liver district. When the train docks, he's hit with a wall of stench. The place looks like a theme park, complete with virus exhibits. A burly guy named Poncho security personnel suddenly jumps out and scares the hell out of Morty.
My Grandpa Rick sent me! Poncho!
Luckily, Dr. Bloom appears just in time to call off his aggressive colleague. The doctor introduces the crew running the park inside Ruben's body: Annie, Roger, Alexander, Poncho, and others.
This is Roger and Annie.
Morty only remembers that Annie is gorgeous. The rest are basically NPCs. Rick asks through the mic what happened. The doctor explains that Ruben's immune system has failed, and the pathogens from their museum have likely all escaped. Turns out the park's main attraction was a collection of rare and even forbidden pathogens as exhibits. Suddenly, a wild hepatitis A virus roars out, sending everyone scrambling. They flee from the liver to the lungs, temporarily blocking the Hep A, but the lungs aren't looking great either. Airflow is down 20%, causing oxygen deprivation in other tissues. Morty volunteers to climb up the bronchial tubes to check for blockages, but the doctor quickly discovers rogue TB bacteria spreading freely through the lungs. Morty tumbles down with TB in hot pursuit. Impulsive Poncho opens fire, achieving a Pyrrhic victory. Ruben's alveoli and airways take massive damage. A violent coughing fit nearly coughs everyone to death. Outside, Rick sees things going south and tries to resuscitate Ruben, but the heart monitor declares the old man dead. Dr. Bloom announces, "Anatomy Park is collapsing. We must evacuate." He leads the group to the digestive tract, explaining that Ruben's body is contracting and filling with noxious gas. The digestive tract is their escape route. They need to reach the colon, use the enlargement equipment to restore normal size, and get out.
There's an emergency station in the colon with a ray that can enlarge us all.
En route, the doctor whispers to Morty, "The TB was supposed to be sealed tight. That breach was clearly sabotage. We have a traitor among us." The crew boards a small boat, rowing through stomach acid like they're floating down the Tigris River. In the small intestine, gonorrhea lurks beneath the murky fluid and capsizes the boat in one swift move. They scramble ashore to regroup. Quick-thinking Morty remembers the doctor mentioning gas buildup and hatches a plan. Everyone takes cover in a bunker while he lights a match. Instant explosion. The ultimate remedy for bloating and indigestion. They fight their way through and finally reach the colon. The enlargement equipment here can restore them to normal size in minutes. But the dam near the sphincter looks ready to burst. It's a race against time. Earlier, Morty spotted something suspicious in Poncho's backpack. The doctor recognizes it immediately. Yersinia pestis, the Black Death bacterium. He confronts Poncho. "So you're the traitor?"
A lot of people would pay top dollar to decimate the population.
Cornered, Poncho confesses. The black market pays big money for exotic pathogens, stealing a little to sell beats working for you guys. Poncho attacks. Chaos erupts. If the Black Death hadn't turned on him, everyone might have been done for. The ground shakes, the sphincter dam is about to burst, and everyone runs for their lives. But Alexander gets his foot caught in the machinery. After a touching farewell to his family, he's offline. Only Morty, Annie, and the doctor remain. They despair. The only escape platform at the colon station is destroyed. Then, Rick's voice crackles through. "Don't give up. Get to Ruben's chest. I'll extract you." The doctor says, "Good news. There's the bone train. We can use it to traverse the body." They reach the platform. The doctor explains the train can't run on autopilot. Someone has to stay behind to operate the controls.
There's no autopilot. One of us will have to stay here and operate it manually.
Everyone exchanges glances. Following typical plot conventions, time for a tearjerker sacrifice, it's clearly the doctor's turn. Dr. Bloom sends Morty and Annie aboard, explaining that E. coli is already spreading throughout the body, and he must stay to operate the train. As the train pulls away, the doctor suddenly realizes, wait, the train can run on autopilot. I could have gotten on too, but it's too late. Our doctor has gloriously thrown away his life for nothing. The train barrels mercilessly toward the chest, E. coli clinging on the whole way, but Morty fights them off. Morty tells Rick he's almost at Ruben's chest. Rick says no problem, he'll pick them up. Rick plants a giant firecracker in Ruben's belly, lights the fuse, launches Ruben out of the spaceship, then uses an enlargement ray to blow Ruben up to colossal size, until Morty and Annie are back to normal human proportions. Only Ruben remains gigantic, his massive anatomy suspended in the sky over America, blotting out the sun. New Yorkers gaze up at the enormous head, Los Angeles residents bow before the giant feet, and folks in the heartland complain their eyes hurt. Morty rides the runaway train into Ruben's chest. Though male mammary glands are vestigial, the ducts remain their escape hatch. But somehow, the Hep A virus has snuck onto the train, roaring as it lunges at them. Fortunately, hepatitis C appears out of nowhere and takes out Hep A. God knows why. Rick pilots the spaceship to retrieve Morty and Annie, flying clear of Ruben's chest. The fuse burns out, and giant Ruben explodes in midair. Blood rain falls.
It's raining blood!
Oh, find Jerry.
Oh, God.
On Christmas Day, people witness the destruction of Santa Claus. Back home, everyone mourns Dr. Bloom's sacrifice. Annie declares that she's learned everything from the doctor during her time in Ruben's body. Rebuilding Anatomy Park will be a piece of cake.
Hold your breath. Hey, what the hell, Rick?
Rick's thrilled and immediately shrinks Annie down, ready to have her build a new anatomy park. Rick also brags about his proudest creation, Pirates of the Pancreas. Morty's romantic subplot ends abruptly. Sometime later, Annie and some young folks start building a park inside Summer's boyfriend's body. But they defy Rick's vision, no pirate ship. Rick declares that a park without a pirate ship is garbage.
Those guys are inside you building a piece of shit, Ethan! They're inside you building a monument to compromise! Fuck them.
The young people insist they have their own design and ideas. Rick fumes that young people don't understand art. This storyline's core is a profound revelation about the futility of establishing order. Dr. Bloom building Anatomy Park inside a human body, collecting deadly viruses as exhibits, is itself a satire of modern society's obsession with spectacle. But the deeper absurdity lies here. The doctor tries to build a permanent paradise inside a body inevitably headed toward death, like throwing a ball on the Titanic. Poncho, the inside man who sabotages the park, is ultimately devoured by the Black Death he stole. It echoes Adam and Eve unable to resist eating the forbidden fruit and being cast out of Eden, or humanity opening Pandora's box and unleashing disaster upon the world. The darkest comedy is Dr. Bloom's sacrifice. He nobly stays behind to operate the train, only to discover it's on autopilot when it's too late. Camus said life is fundamentally absurd, and the doctor's death perfectly embodies this absurdity. Our supposedly noble choices may just be misjudgments based on bad information. This contradiction reveals the essence of the human condition. We yearn to give life meaning, but reality often mocks our efforts in the most absurd ways. At the end, when the young people rebuild Anatomy Park and reject the Pirates of the Pancreas design, insisting on their own vision, Rick angrily accuses them of not understanding art. This detail reveals an eternal cycle. Every generation of creators believes their concept is the correct one, and the next generation's changes are betrayal. The doctor created the original Anatomy Park. Rick added his Pirates of the Pancreas twist. But when young people try to add their own ideas, they become misunderstood rebels. Legacy is never simple replication. It's constant reconstruction and betrayal. One era's innovation may become the next era's shackles. The outside world isn't peaceful either. We know Jerry wants the family to have a traditional Christmas, confiscating everyone's electronics. But his parents visit that day, bringing along the young guy Jacob.
Oh, the food goes in your mouth, girl.
At dinner, Jacob acts extremely affectionate toward Jerry's mother, Joyce. Jerry senses something's off and works up the courage to ask. Jerry's father is totally chill about it, saying they've reached an age where they do what they want, free from social conventions.
It's an invitation to let go of the body and an opportunity to share and experiment.
That's right, Jacob is Joyce's boyfriend. Jacob's equally enlightened, telling Jerry, "Don't stress, man. We can all do our own thing." This Christmas blows Jerry's worldview to smithereens. He absolutely cannot accept it. Meanwhile, Summer and her boyfriend get into a heated argument. Thankfully, Jacob mediates. He seems skilled at emotional counseling, and Summer and her boyfriend reconcile. Seeing everyone made up, Jacob and Jerry's mom start getting intimate. Jerry's father takes the hint and retreats into the closet, ready to watch. The house is thick with ceremony, about to host some adult activities. Jerry, caught between generations, wants to stop it but is powerless. He can only storm off and sulk alone. Finally, after Morty and the others return, Jerry's dream of a traditional family Christmas completely crumbles. Everyone pulls out their devices again, lost in their own screen worlds.
Jesus Christ, our Savior was born today. Are you people even human?
Christmas traditions, family bonding, all set aside. Jerry feels crushing disappointment and gives up the fight. The world's already this chaotic. Why keep clinging to tradition? Might as well go with the flow, let loose.
Really learned something this Christmas, Jacob.
No, we didn't, Dad. No, we didn't.
He picks up his phone and joins the digital carnival. Outside the window, blood rain from giant Reuben's exploded corpse. Inside, family members each absorbed in their screens. Traditional Christmas dissolves in silence. Jerry's attempt to preserve a traditional Christmas is itself deeply ironic, trying to restore an order that never existed in a family where traditional authority has already collapsed. But the real trauma comes from his parents' open relationship. Jerry experiences a comprehensive identity crisis in one day. As a son, witnessing his mother's open relationship strips him of dignity. As a father, unable to enforce house rules strips him of authority. As a husband, arguing with his wife strips him of security. All social roles collapse simultaneously. The father hiding in the closet to watch is the ultimate mockery of traditional family ethics. Traditionally, the father should maintain family order, but here he becomes an observer and enabler of his own wife's affair. When the power holder voluntarily surrenders power, it's more subversive than being overthrown. This storyline reveals modernity's core paradox. Typically, young people rebel against tradition, but here the elderly break tradition while the middle-aged cling to it. Sartre said, "Existence precedes essence in this family. Everyone freely defines their own existence, refusing to be bound by any essence." But this absolute freedom plunges order-craving Jerry into existential anxiety when everything can be questioned and subverted. What's real? What's reliable? The electronic device metaphor deepens this atomization. McLuhan said, "The medium is the message screens aren't just communication tools. They fundamentally change the nature of relationships. Everyone becomes an isolated atom. Even sitting in the same room, they inhabit different virtual worlds." Jerry's final surrender, picking up his phone to join the digital carnival, marks his complete disillusionment with traditional ideals. The collapse of Anatomy Park and the collapse of traditional Christmas tell the same story. The things you carefully maintain will fall apart in an instant. Dr. Bloom spent years building Anatomy Park, only to die from a stupid misjudgment. Jerry just wanted his family to share a decent meal, only to watch his parents show up with their young boyfriend. These two efforts look different, but share the same essence. They both tried to control something, then discovered they controlled nothing. We've probably all had Jerry moments. Trying to make a gathering meaningful, trying to maintain a relationship's traditions, trying to make people around us live according to our expectations. Then you realize nobody cares about your rules. Parents might be more open than you. Kids think you're old-fashioned. Your partner thinks you're controlling. You confiscate everyone's phones like Jerry, and everyone just waits for you to leave so they can grab them back. What's more brutal? You don't even know if what you're clinging to is right. Is Jerry's traditional Christmas actually better, or just some fantasy about the past? We all build protective shells around things, maintaining a job, sustaining a marriage, preserving a lifestyle. We tell ourselves these things matter, that they're worth protecting. But time doesn't smash these shells head on, it just keeps moving forward. And one day you realize what you've been defending has become irrelevant. Nobody comes to destroy your castle. Everyone just moves away, leaving you alone in the same spot. At the end, Jerry gives up. He picks up his phone and joins the digital carnival he once opposed. This surrender might seem tragic, but it's also perhaps a kind of liberation. Accepting you can't control everything actually feels lighter. On Christmas Day, a homeless man's corpse explodes in the sky, raining blood. A family's traditions dissolve in silence. One spectacular, one quiet, but both tell the same story. The things you think matter might not matter that much. The order you desperately defend might have been doomed from the start. This isn't some grand philosophical proposition. It's just a reminder. Don't be like Jerry, working yourself into a rage, trying to maintain an ideal Christmas. And don't be like the doctor, sacrificing yourself over a wrong assumption. Life's absurd, but you still have to live it. That's enough.
Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.